Hi y'all, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and today I am here to show you how to assemble the interior of the utility tote that we have been working on since January. I also want to announce the Create Tea winner for February and share with you Gail's thoughts on what the word create means. And Gail was our winner for January, and I have her t-shirt here to show you all as well. But I'm going to save that for the end of the video when we look through the design book. And right now, go ahead and get started showing you how to assemble the interior of our utility tote. For this project, we will be using the T method of construction. And just a quick refresher, I typically work with two types of construction methods, either the notched corner or fat corner, which are one and the same, or the T method. And you can tell the difference because the T method has an independent base and side panel, whereas the fat corner or notched corner will have a side seam and a seam at the base of the bag. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You'll remember we crafted a layered pocket that has a zipper and then 3 slip pockets that are wide and 3 shallow slip pockets for pens. A couple comments on the pen pocket that if you put your pens into a pocket this deep, they would fall all the way down. I personally use pens that have clips at the top, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you do not, simply stitch across that pen portion and make that pocket a little shallower. And what that will do is allow you still to get the depth on the larger pockets that you would want anyway. So that's a really easy fix. So when we crafted this panel, we pretty much just stopped at the actual pocket panel. So we have to take a few minutes and attach that to the actual interior body panel, which measures 18 inches across by 15 inches tall. And I have that here. And I'm just going to center this pocket panel on there. I'm coming up approximately 2 inches from the base of that panel. And I'm going to just pin that in place. And then a couple pins across the top here because we're going to need to stitch across there to create the actual zipper pocket. So I'm going to begin by stitching across the base and then across the top, and I am going to reinforce at the fob here. I have the key ring attached to that so that I can rethread my keys on the gold ring and it will all match, in case you're wondering why that's on there. I don't want this fob here to get in the way, so I'm going to go ahead and just pin that out of the way, and then I am going to temporarily remove that ring. And now my pocket has been securely attached to the body panel. Just want to make sure everything functions as I had hoped. And I'm going to go ahead and remove all of those pins. And then I am going to take the base panel, which is 6 inches wide by 18 inches across. I am not using any interfacing or batting on the interior because the bag is already really pretty heavy with all of the fabric layers, so I can reduce some of that bulk and weight by omitting the interfacing for that. And so I'm just going to take that base panel and lay it on top of that interior body panel, aligning the bottom edges. And then using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, I'm going to stitch right across that base, end to end. Now you can see I have attached the base to that interior pocket panel. I'm going to set this aside for just a moment. Then I'm bringing over the second interior body panel, which had a really nice padded laptop pocket on that. And this is definitely for a smaller laptop. It fits my MacBook Pro, which is 13 inches. It would definitely hold an iPad and some of the smaller like Asus computers. If you need something larger, you have the ability to adjust your pocket and increase that size. So with this panel, I want to attach 2 side panels to that, and these are 6 inches across by 15 inches tall, and I'm just going to lay those right sides facing on the left and the right hand side of this interior panel. I will pin those in place so that I can sew them both at the same time. Using that same 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, I'm just going to attach those side panels to this interior body panel. And now there are like wings on that interior body panel. And now I want to bring over the other interior panel, which has the base panel attached to that, and I'm going to turn it over right sides facing and attach the opposite edge of the base to the base of the laptop pocket, which has the sides on that. And for this, you're just stitching seam to seam. You can sew on the opposite side so you can see those seams, or you can feel them with your fingers if you like to sew on this top side. And I just feel where that seam starts and set my presser foot down right on that hump, and then sew until I feel the other hump. And again, I just want to emphasize, you're not sewing all the way to the edge, just to that seam, okay? And that's going to allow you to line up your corners and that base edge nice and tidy. So now we want to remove those pins, and when I hold this up, you will understand why I call this the T method, because it looks like a giant T. Alright, so with your T right side up, you're going to now align the sides of your T with the sides of the opposite interior panel. So you just bring those down, align those, and then pin in place. And then repeat that process for the opposite side. And for this, I'm going to have to open up my zipper to make sure that I clear that zipper head. And this zipper has really nice, thick metal coils. So I may, when I reach that part of the side, jump over that zipper to avoid breaking a needle, but I'm going to get just as close as I can with it. If you are sewing with a zipper that has plastic teeth, you can probably continue on. Another option would be to use a shorter zipper. In this case, I really love the gold teeth on this and how substantial the zipper was. So I am willing to have that small gap on the side And this is the interior lining, so it's not as if anything would fall out. So the next step is to sew from the top of the side only until you reach that seam. Again, leaving that approximate 5/8 of an inch allowance at the base of this. And you'll repeat that same process for the other side, starting at the top and sewing right down to that seam. And then the side panels will be secure. Okay, and I have attached those, and again, I just jumped those zipper teeth there. I'm not gonna break that thread, but I did back stitch on both sides of that just as an extra precaution. And now you can really see the interior taking shape there. The only thing left to do is to attach the base of the sides to the side of the base and seal up those openings at the end. If you reach your finger in there and pull that fabric taut, you should be able to align that nice, and then you'll stitch seam to seam across that to secure on both sides of that base panel. Okay, there we go. And now the interior is complete. I'm going to go ahead and turn that around for you so that you can really see, get a better feel for how big this is and how awesome these pockets are. I'm really excited to finish this bag and load it up, but we still have a couple more segments to finish it, right? And since we have so many features incorporated in this, I really do want to take that extra time to add those finishing details. So I hope you don't mind. This is the one side there, and then this is the other side, and it's going to be very substantial in size, perfect for large projects, work, even possibly ideal for a weekend getaway. I'm going to set this project aside, and then as promised, I'm going to announce the Create Tee winner for February. I'm going to show you Gail's tee, and then in keeping with Sewspire tradition for 2020, we're going to take a look through my personal design book. So here is Gail's Create Tee. It's a short sleeve t-shirt. She chose navy, and then she let me choose the thread color, and navy and pink is my favorite combo. So I hope you love this, Gail. I want to thank Gail for taking the time to share with me what the word create means. And Gail writes, when I hear the word create, I always think it means to make something out of nothing. I love picking out fabric and then letting the fabric speak to me. I try to always create something that has purpose and meaning to the person I am making it for. So that is beautiful, Gail. I am so grateful for you sharing that. I have recorded your sentiments in my design book, and I will reference that often for inspiration. I am going to be recording all of the responses from the Create Tee giveaway in my design book. So if you would like to enter, just click the link in the notes below, enter your first name and email address, and then once a month in 2020, I'm going to draw a new winner. The winner for the month of February is Sally from Fargo, North Dakota. And Sally, I am going to send you an email. If you will reply to that with what the word create means to you, your t-shirt size, and the color of the t-shirt that you would like, as well as the thread color if you have a preference, and then obviously your shipping address, I will stitch you a custom Create Tee and ship that out to you. And then at the beginning of March, I will share with our community what the word create means to you. So again, congratulations, Sally, and thank you for entering and for sharing with our community. Now I want to give you a look through my design book and a peek at some of the projects that I was able to complete this week. I'm very happy to say I had a much more productive week than last week. I feel my energy is coming back up, and that pleases me greatly because I certainly am an overachiever, and I really do use my creative time to recharge, refuel, and it really is the nexus of my being. So I'm happy to share with you what I was able to accomplish this week. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera down. Alright, so these are the fabrics from which I crafted a gorgeous custom camera bag, and then this is the layout page there. I had a lot of details on there. I just want to caution you though, as you work in your books, I used Sharpie to draw this out, and I really do like working with Sharpie. However, look what it did to the page on the reverse. So I instead am switching to these precise V5 pens, and they do not bleed through the paper. But this is a common dilemma with planners and with sketchbooks. You do always want to create kind of a bleed through test page, and I neglected to do that. So I have this awesome drawing, but I lost one on the opposite side. So what I will do is probably re-sketch the opposite page that got ruined, and then we live and we learn. So this was a huge project. It took me really about 2 days to complete, because at the beginning of the week I was still not up to my full 100% energy level, so I just took my time with that, and I am still waiting to hear what the customer thought of that. Then I made another one of the tri-fold planner covers, and that had some great astrological themed fabric, which was fun to work with, and I referenced those original measurements. And now this project's been recorded 3 times in the design notebook, and it went very smoothly for me. And then I got to make a standard planner cover from a gorgeous floral print there with a navy base, and then a slightly smaller planner cover here that is designed for the Passion Planner Daily, and that was crafted from Indie Folk by Pat Bravo, which is a wonderful line of fabric as well. And that was all. And then of course I made Gail's Create t-shirt and recorded her sentiments in the book. So I hope you all enjoyed that look through the book and this week's tutorial. I want to thank everybody that joined me on the live text chat during the first play of this video. If you happen to be watching the replay, you can join us next Tuesday at 12 o'clock and participate in that. That is something new that I am doing this year, along with the look through the design book and the monthly Create Tea giveaway. I will also be publishing a really cool blog post this Friday in honor of my 49th birthday, which is today. I know I'm working on my birthday, but y'all are worth it. And honestly, this does not feel like work. I asked the members of the Sewspire Facebook group page to submit their best sewing hack, and we have quite a few sewing hacks that I'm going to be rounding up into one post and sharing with you on Friday. So make sure you check in sometime Friday over at sewspire.com and be inspired. So until we meet again, as always, the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you all have an awesome week.